This is the world news on your premium talk radio. Today, 95.1 FM Port Harcourt. I am Amaka Felix. In the headlines, federal government inaugurates committee to ensure food security in Nigeria. House of Reps Committee on River State Oversight postpones interactive session with sole administrator Ibok Ete Ibas. On the foreign scene, Russian court sentences former top general to 7 years in prison for taking bribes. Details in a moment. The federal government has inaugurated an interministerial committee on research and innovation to ensure food security in Nigeria, energy security, and curtail the nation's dependence on import. Vice President Kashim Shettima, who inaugurated the committee at the State House Abuja, charged members to work towards cutting down Nigeria's import bills by 50%. He said the committee was part of ongoing efforts by the administration of President Bola Tinubu to pool intellectual and financial capital to create the cockpit from which Nigeria's innovation economy will be piloted. On the committee's terms of reference, Shettima said the committee was expected to coordinate action in 5 strategic sectors with the power to transform society. The vice president further explained that a major target for setting up the committee was to reduce Nigeria's food import bill. The federal government says it is committed to modernizing and transforming Nigeria's media and broadcasting landscape. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, disclosed the government's commitment to modernizing public broadcast at the 6th edition of the 2025 Ministerial Press Briefing Series held at the National Press Center in Abuja. The minister informed that he had just returned from the prestigious National Association of Broadcasters (NAB) conference and workshop, which brought together global stakeholders in broadcasting and media technology to explore cutting-edge innovations and emerging trends shaping the industry's future in Las Vegas, United States. Accompanied by heads of agencies under the Federal Ministry of Information and National Orientation, the minister said he held a series of high-level engagements to forge strategic partnerships and enhance the technical and technological capacity of Nigeria's broadcasting sector. He also disclosed his subsequent participation in the Nigerian Business Forum in Paris, France, hosted by Business France. On the sidelines of the forum, Idris said he met with senior executives of UNESCO to advance the establishment of a first-of-its-kind Media and Information Literacy Institute in Abuja. He said the institute is expected to play a transformative role in the professional development of Nigerian journalists and in fostering a resilient and responsible media ecosystem. The Minister of Power, Adebayo Adelabu, has disclosed that approximately 150 million Nigerians now have access to adequate electricity, while 80 million still lack reliable power. Adelabu made this disclosure during the 2025 Ministerial Sectorial Update Conference held in Abuja, where he stated that the progress stems from Nigeria's participation in the Mission 300 initiative, an ambitious joint effort by the World Bank and the African Development Bank aimed at providing electricity access to 300 million Africans by 2030. According to Adelabu, Nigeria, with a population of over 240 million, currently provides adequate electricity access to 150 million people. The minister, however, emphasized that the issue was not merely access, but the reliability of that access. He urged global financiers to prioritize strengthening Nigeria's power grid alongside off-grid solutions, warning that over-reliance on renewables risks leaving urban areas and industries behind. The House of Representatives Committee on Petroleum Resources Upstream says it will amend the Petroleum Industry Act (PIA) to increase oil companies' contributions to host community development trusts (HCDTs) from 3 to 10%. The Deputy Chairman of the House Committee on Petroleum Resources Upstream, Ceci Wingan, who made the disclosure during a stakeholders dialogue session in Port Harcourt, stated that the current 3% contribution was insufficient to address the decades of environmental degradation, poverty, and underdevelopment faced by oil host communities in the Niger Delta. Wingan identified core challenges, including environmental degradation, poor infrastructure, high unemployment, and lack of transparency in the host communities. He harped on the need for collective effort and inclusive policy making to build a productive and people-centered petroleum industry. He further assured participants that his office remains open for continued dialogue and cooperation. Meanwhile, the interactive session between the House of Representatives Ad Hoc Committee on River State Oversight and the State Sole Administrator, Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas, earlier scheduled for today at 4 p.m., has been postponed. The committee, chaired by the House Leader, Professor Julius E. Hombere, had invited the retired naval officer to deliberate on the way forward following the suspension of democratic governance in River State by President Bola Tinubu in March 2025. According to a statement by the spokesman of the House of Representatives, Akin Rotimi, the postponement followed a formal request from the sole administrator for the rescheduling of the session. Rotimi also noted the committee had acknowledged the request and is in the process of coordinating a new date for the session. You are listening to the World News on Today 95.1 FM, a voice of the people. After the break, more news, foreign and sports stories. Do stay tuned.
Every day, every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today 95.1 FM.
Welcome back and thank you for staying tuned. The Nigerian Bar Association, NBA, in River State has slammed the sole administrator, retired Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas, over what it described as his violation of the Constitution and undermining democratic governance. In a statement by the body of the chairman, River State, signed by the 8th branch chairman, the NBA said the NBA expressed concern over recent developments in the state under the sole administrator. The lawyers' body described the continued interference with constitutionally guaranteed structures, including the suspension of elected state officials and the recent appointments made by the sole administrator as unlawful, provocative, and injurious to democratic institutions. The statement also emphasized that the NBA, which is committed to upholding the rule of law, cannot remain silent while the constitutional order is brazenly disregarded. The Bar Association also called attention to the alleged harassment and intimidation of citizens, especially those who have openly criticized the state of emergency or attempted to protest peacefully. The NBA further called on President Bola Tinubu to immediately review and reverse the emergency governance framework in River State and reinstate Governor Siminalayi Fubara and other duly elected officials, stating that the people's mandate must not be swept aside under any guise. The Forum of Former Labour leaders in River State has asked the leadership of the organized labor, including the Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, and Trade Union Congress, TUC, in the state and Nigeria at large, to stop sleeping while democracy and Nigerian constitution in River State are being suspended. The forum, in reaction to what it described as undemocratic and unconstitutional declaration of state of emergency and suspension of democratically elected governor and state House of Assembly members, said it was time for the organized labor to act to save democracy in the state. The state chairman of the former Labour Leaders Forum, Achese Igwe, who read out the position of the forum, condemned President Bola Tinubu's declaration of a state of emergency and the appointment of retired Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas as sole administrator, calling it a military dictatorship and violation of constitutional due process. The former Labour Leaders Forum, therefore, called on President Bola Tinubu to reconsider his action and recall Governor Siminalayi Fubara, his deputy Professor Ngozi Odu, and members of the State House of Assembly in the interest of peace and democracy.
As far as the former Labour Leaders Forum is concerned, such mindedness take over destroying of fundamental principles. Democracy in such an absorbed manner in River State amount to the suspension of democracy and the Constitution of Nigeria. An inviting military dictatorship which the appointed sole administrator has begun to accomplish. Of course, you will agree with me that appointing a sole administrator take over the affairs of the democratically elected governor in River State amounts to like the issue of the 1985 down into where we had military dictatorship in government, coups after coup.
Achese Igwe said the group had questioned why only River State was targeted for emergency rule, while other states with worse security crises were ignored, calling the move politically motivated, and urged the press to remain vigilant as the watchdog of the society. The group further criticized the sole administrator, retired Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas, for dismantling local government councils, dissolving boards, and reconstituting governing bodies, labeling it a sinister agenda of state capture.
The sole administrator, Vice Admiral Ibok Ibas, acting out of his script by dismounting existing democratic structures in the state, arbitrarily appointing sole administrators to the local government councils, dissolving and reconstituting boards, commissions, and governing councils, is a sinister agenda of a state captured that may likely, or we, as the former Labour Leaders Forum, believe it, that may likely befall all other states, as the case may be. It is therefore our strongest opinion to call on the organized labor to actively join hands with the well-meaning Nigerians to bring to an immediate end this disastrous, undemocratic precedent.
Meanwhile, the chairman of Young Progressive Party, Dana Gogo Wenike Briggs, says the recent move by the House of Representatives to set up a 21-man committee to address the deepening political crisis in River State is timely. Wenike Briggs, who made this known in an interview with Today FM's Sandra Kenneth, said the lingering political crisis had threatened both the stability of the state and the democratic values of the nation. He called on the committee to prioritize constitutional order, promote reconciliation, and ensure respect for rule of law.
The recent move by the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, to set up a 21 committee to address the deepening political crisis in River State is both commendable and timely. You know, the recent impasse has dragged on for too long, threatening not only the stability of the state, but also the democratic values we hold dear as a nation. What I would like the committee to focus on most prioritize restoring constitutional order, promoting reconciliation, and ensuring respect for rule of law.
The YPP chairman also urged the committee to focus on mediation between all warring political actors in fairness and to ensure that the legislative arm functions effectively without the interference of the executive arm. He also asked the committee members to recommend long-term institutional safeguard to prevent political crisis in the future and also protect the rights of Rivers people. Wenike Briggs further called on the committee to critically review the appointment by the River State sole administrator for legality, due process, and public interests.
It should focus on mediating between all warring political factions with neutrality and fairness, ensuring the state legislative arm functions independently and without executive interference, recommend long-term institutional safeguard to prevent similar crises in future, and protect the right and safety of River citizens who often bear the brunt of political instability. There is a significant controversy surrounding the legitimacy of the appointment made by the administrator. The committee should critically review these appointments for legality, due process, and public interest.
The civil society organizations in River State has called on the Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Egbetokun, and the Controller General of Correctional Service, Sylvester Wakuchi, to find lasting solution to issues of crime and criminality allegedly ongoing in some correctional facilities across the country. This followed the alleged kidnap of a 12-year-old girl, Favor Oluwaseyi, in Obiakpo local government area of River State in August last year, where the ransom that was paid to release the victim was traced by the police to an inmate in Enugu prison. The chairman of the civil society organizations in River State, NFR Georgeville, during a press briefing in Port Harcourt, expressed displeasure that criminals now use correctional centers as hideouts to perpetrate crime in the society. Georgeville disclosed how efforts by the police to arrest the suspect at the correctional center in Enugu were resisted.
Story concerning Oluwaseyi is one story too many in our society. It goes to show the complicity of security agents, especially the police and others in the correctional facilities, also otherwise called prisons. It's barbaric, it's shameful that 8 months after that we are still talking about this matter, that we have already gotten the primary suspect who has been traced to Enugu prison. What again is the police waiting for? Except the police is complicit in this matter. Except the others in the correctional. We are saying that the Commissioner of Corrections should immediately ask his men in Enugu prison to provide the criminal who have kidnapped Oluwaseyi.
NFR Georgeville further called on the Nigerian police to invite and question the friend of Favor Oluwaseyi, who was seen through a CCTV camera escorting her to the kidnappers on the day of the incident.
Our Commissioner of Corrections should immediately ask his men in Enugu prison to provide the criminal who have kidnapped Oluwaseyi. We are really calling on the Inspector General of Police to ask his men to do the need by making sure that all those who are involved, especially the young girl that lured her out, that have been caught on camera to have lured her out from the house, we want the Inspector General of Police to ask his men to produce the girl, because from the information available to us, the girl is nowhere to be found. She and her parents are packed out of the house, and the police is saying they don't know their whereabouts. Till date, the young lady who lured Oluwaseyi out of the house is nowhere to be found.
Earlier, the father of the kidnapped victim, Ogunsinasi Oluwaseyi, called on Nigerians and human rights activists to intervene in ensuring that his daughter, who was kidnapped last year, is freed unhurt.
I am calling on the well-meaning Nigerians. I'm calling on the High GP, Kayode Egbetokun, to come and help us on this matter to rescue my daughter from the hands of this kidnapper. I'm calling on the Controller General of Prison, whose boys are in the prison, still controlling outside, committing crime, still were involved in kidnapping my daughter because the account that I pay this money to is traced to Enugu Prison. Please, Controller General, come into this matter. Rescue my daughter, Favour Oluwatofumi Oluwaseyi. She is 12 years old, over 8 months. Please, River State Government, I'm calling on you. Come on this matter and help us.
A group in River State known as Simplified Queens has joined in condemning the declaration of emergency rule in this state, the suspension of the democratically elected governor, and appointment of a sole administrator by President Bola Tinubu. The coordinator of the Simplified Queens in Oyigbo, Ihuoma Wankwo, who read the position of the group, said the action of the president has significant implications on Nigerian democracy and constitutional governance. Ihuoma Wankwo, while insisting that Governor Siminalayi Fubara made several efforts to comply with the judgment of the Supreme Court, but was obstructed by some self-centered individuals, said the situation in the state, which was merely a political disagreement, should never have been enough reason for the action of the president. The group said the absence of widespread unrest or a threat to public safety had caused it to question the justification of the federal intervention, insisting that Section 305 of the 1999 Constitution, as amended, does not allow the president to carry out the action, and urged him to reconsider his decision.
We express profound concern over the declaration of a state of emergency by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the suspension of Governor Siminalayi Fubara, and the appointment of a sole administrator. These actions have significant implications for our democracy and constitutional governance. Governor Fubara's compliance with Supreme Court judgment thwarted in response to the Supreme Court judgment affirming the Martins Amehule-led assembly as the legitimate House of Assembly. Governor Fubara made several efforts to comply with the ruling and restore stability. Regrettably, these endeavors were persistently obstructed by certain legislators.
Ihuoma Wankwo further expressed concerns that the actions of the sole administrator, retired Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas, were in alignment to the interests of those who caused the political crisis, and has further escalated the tension, especially the removal of heads of board and agencies in the state.
Indicates an agenda that aligns with the interests of those who instigated the current crisis. Reports suggest collaboration with the Federal Capital Territory Minister to impose an unauthorized budget and following through with the appointment of interim local government sole administrator. Actions that violate constitutional provisions and disregard the Supreme Court's judgment. This development needs approval from the highest level of federal authority, and we are asking for immediate corrective measures. Appeal to the President to uphold democratic norms.
The Director General of the Simplified Queens, Progress Hart, while insisting that River State remains peaceful, called on President Tinubu to reconsider his actions and recall the suspended governor and members of the State House of Assembly, saying the police should have been responsible for the investigation of the pipeline vandalism on which the president based his decision.
As a loving citizen in River State, and we the River State, I'm not really happy with the decision. Well, as God may have it, the decision has been made. All we appeal is that Mr. President should reconsider his decision by restating His Excellency Siminalayi Fubara as the governor of River State. As a support group, we have also joined other support groups in the state and women also to call on Mr. President to have a second thought by calling back His Excellency the governor of River State back as the governor of River State. First, concerning the state of emergency and the issue of insecurity, River State has been a peaceful state. The pipeline vandalism that happened, I think Nigeria police should be in a better position to carry the investigation and tell us who and who that was involved.
On the foreign scene, a Russian court has sentenced the former top general to 7 years in prison for taking bribes worth over $400,000, the latest conviction of a military official in Moscow's anti-corruption drive. Vadim Shamarin, the former deputy head of Russia's general staff, was arrested in May 2024 on allegations of giving inflated defense contracts to a telephone manufacturer between 2019 and 2023 in exchange for cash. Authorities have stepped up anti-graft efforts since Russian President Vladimir Putin began his fifth term, in part because of anger at funds being misspent while thousands of soldiers fight in Ukraine. Putin's removal of several military figures, including former Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu last year, was seen as a purge of Russia's military establishment following setbacks in the Ukraine offensive. In addition to 7 years in prison, the court also confiscated 36 million rubles from him. Meanwhile, several other officials are yet to be sentenced, including former Deputy Defense Minister Timur Ivanov, who is charged with embezzling 3.2 billion rubles from a Moscow-based bank. To end the news, here is a summary of the major stories. The federal government has inaugurated an interministerial committee to ensure food security in the country. We told you that the House of Representatives Committee on River State Oversight has postponed its interactive session with the sole administrator, Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas. And on the foreign scene, you heard that a Russian court has sentenced the country's former top general to 7 years in prison for taking bribes. Stella Sasango Okorie edited the news. For comments and inquiries, please call 0818-389-2850. Send your emails to news@todayfmlive.com. Read our stories on www.todayfmlive.com. I am Amaka Felix. Thank you for listening.
Today's news, today's entertainment, today's sports, today's issues. Today on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
What do you love listening to? What's your style? What's your choice? What do you yearn for? So we've got great talk, amazing conversations, entertainment, sport, and lifestyle. So tune in to Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt, because we are the voice of the people. The voice of the people.
Red is passion. Pink is for unconditional love. Blue is for loyalty. While black is secretive and mysterious.
Baby, tonight,
Let's talk about love. The passion, the bliss, the betrayal, and everything in between. On Lovey Dovey, Mondays to Thursdays from 11 p.m. beneath the night sky with the Amaka Felix on Today 95.1 FM.
What's a successful business without sales? And what is sales without an audience? Well, do you know that you can reach 8 million listeners across 6 states in 2 geopolitical zones all at once? How? With Today 95.1 FM, you can get millions of people to know about your business. And what does that mean to you? More sales. Call 081-389-2850 now for more information.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
This is Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt, Voice of the People. It is time again for a rundown of the foreign news stories that made the headlines on the world today. I am Amaka Felix. Good evening. In the headlines, boat accident in DR Congo claims 50 lives. U.S. judge finds probable cause to hold Trump administration in contempt. Trump administration threatens Harvard with foreign student ban. Hamas accuses Israel of weaponizing hunger. IMF economic outlook focuses on global implications of migration and refugee policies. Details in a moment. A boat has capsized after catching fire in the northwestern Democratic Republic of the Congo, DRC, leaving 50 people dead and hundreds missing. The search for the missing was underway with rescue teams supported by the Red Cross and provincial authorities. The river commissioner, Competent Loyoko, said the motorized wooden boat with about 400 passengers caught fire near the town of Mbandaka after having left the port of Matankumu for the Bulumba territory. He said the incident began while someone was cooking on board. Several passengers, including women and children, died after jumping into the water without being able to swim. About 100 survivors were taken to an improvised shelter at the Mbandaka town hall, many of them with bad burns. South Africa's new special envoy to the United States has been scrutinized for calling U.S. President Donald Trump a racist, homophobic, and narcissistic right-winger in a speech in 2020. Mr. B.C. Jonas, a former deputy finance minister, was appointed on Monday by President Cyril Ramaphosa as his representative to Washington, tasked with rebuilding South Africa's deteriorating relationship with the U.S. under Trump. The Trump administration expelled the South African ambassador last month. South Africa's ambassador was expelled from the U.S. for saying during a webinar that the politics of Trump and the Make America Great Again movement were partly the result of a supremacist instinct. The Trump administration called the ambassador Ibrahim Rasool a race-baiting politician who hated Trump. South Africa hasn't named a new ambassador. The new South African envoy's speech criticizing Trump and his first term was delivered on November 8, 2020, 5 days after the election in which Joe Biden defeated Trump. Away from Africa to the rest of the world, Haitians have staged a protest demanding for protection against gangs. They burned tires, blocking roads and putting up signs. The protest was initially expected to draw thousands in Port-au-Prince, but the main event was cancelled due to heavy rain. Some police officers holding automatic firearms were positioned near the roadblocks but did not intervene. 2 weeks ago, a protest in the same neighborhood gathered thousands, and the police had to use tear gas and smoke grenades to prevent protesters from marching all the way to the office of Alix Didier Fils Aimé, whom the council appointed as Prime Minister in November. A judge in the United States has said there is probable cause to hold U.S. President Donald Trump's administration in criminal contempt for disregarding his order to turn around deportation flights to El Salvador. In a written ruling, U.S. District Judge James Boasberg said the Trump administration had shown willful disregard for his March 15 ruling that the government could not deport alleged Venezuelan gang members under an 18th century wartime law without giving them a chance to challenge their removal. Boasberg, in his 46-page ruling, said the Trump administration's actions were sufficient for the courts to conclude that probable cause exists to find the government in criminal contempt. He stressed that the court does not reach such conclusion lightly or hastily, adding that it has given defendants ample opportunity to rectify or explain their actions, but their responses has been dissatisfactory. Boasberg said the administration still had the opportunity to avoid being held in contempt if it allowed deportees to oppose their removals in court. White House Communications Director Stephen Chung said the administration would appeal the ruling as he stressed the president's commitment to ensure terrorists and criminal illegal migrants are no longer a threat to Americans. The Department of Homeland Security in the United States has warned Harvard that its ability to enroll foreign students will be revoked if the university continues to refuse government demands. The demands includes being placed under political supervision and providing information about students from overseas. Department of Homeland Security Secretary Christine Noem wrote a letter demanding detailed records on what she called the illegal and violent activities of Harvard's foreign students. Noem gave the institution until 30th April to comply with the demand or face immediate loss of student and exchange visitor programs SEVP certification. The letter specifically called on the university to provide all information about threats by students who hold visas against other students or university personnel, the obstruction of the university's learning environment, and any disciplinary action taken by the university as a result of participating in protests or alleged threats. China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs has said it will pay no attention to United States President Donald Trump's tariff numbers game after the White House suggested Chinese exports are facing tariffs of up to 245%. The White House disclosed the latest tariff rates in a fact sheet earlier this week. Beijing's remarks echoed those made last week by the Ministry of Finance, which described Trump's escalating tariffs as a joke because they no longer have any economic significance. China's tariffs on U.S. goods stand at 125%, but Beijing has also taken other non-tariff punitive measures, including limiting the release of Hollywood films. Cambodia is hoping to shore up more financial support from China as President Xi Jinping arrived in Phnom Penh in an effort to strengthen regional trade ties to offset the effect of U.S. tariffs. As part of a three-pronged Southeast Asia tour, which included Vietnam and Malaysia, Xi met Cambodia's King Norodom Sihamoni, Prime Minister Hun Manet, and Senate President Hun Sen. Spokesman for the Cambodian Ministry of Economy and Finance, Ms. Sok Sensen, in a statement said they expect more cooperation, including on infrastructure development. Cambodia is a close partner of China, which has invested billions of dollars in various projects, including roads and airports, and is the country's largest creditor. Hamas has accused Israel of openly using starvation as a weapon of war. Aid deliveries into the Palestinian territory have been halted since March 2 weeks before Israel broke a temporary ceasefire by restarting aerial bombardment on March 18 and later relaunched its ground assault. Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz described the blockade as a main pressure lever against Hamas, saying there were no plans to ease restrictions despite UN warnings that malnutrition is rapidly worsening in Gaza. In response, Hamas condemned Katz's remarks as a public admission of committing a war crime. The group in a statement said Israel is depriving innocent civilians of basic necessities of life, including food, medicine, water, and fuel for the 7th consecutive week. They, however, renewed their calls for the international community to take action to stop the starvation and blockade imposed on the Gaza Strip. The United Kingdom's highest court has ruled that the terms woman and sex refer to a biological woman and biological sex under British equality laws. The highly anticipated ruling centered on whether a trans woman with a Gender Recognition Certificate, GRC, a formal document giving legal recognition of someone's new gender, is protected from discrimination as a woman under Britain's Equality Act. The decision confirms that single-sex services for women, such as refugees, hospital wards and sports, can exclude trans women, clearing up legal ambiguity. Transgender campaigners said the decision could lead to discrimination, especially over employment issues. Deputy President of the Supreme Court, Patrick Hodge, said the unanimous decision of the court is that the terms women and sex in the Equality Act 2010 refer to a biological woman and biological sex. The International Monetary Fund, IMF, has unveiled the third chapter of its World Economic Outlook 2025 at the United Nations, with a central focus on the global implications of migration and refugee policies. The report, titled Journeys and Junctions, Spillovers from Migration and Refugee Policies, underscores how population movements, when well managed, can boost economies and strengthen host societies. Speaking at the launch, Director of the New York office of the UN Refugee Agency, UNHCR, Sivanka Dhanapala, emphasized that refugees should not be viewed as a burden. He noted that with the right policies in place, refugees can contribute to an economy, adding that it can bolster labor supply and provide an increase in tax revenue. Dhanapala noted that the number of forcibly displaced people worldwide has reached 122.6 million, with projections indicating it could surpass 125 million when UNHCR releases its Global Trends report in June. The IMF's findings echo UNHCR's call for inclusive policies, where it outlined that destination countries may experience short-term pressure on public services. That story from IMF concludes the 9th edition of The World Today, as produced by Sandra Kenneth of the News Department. But before we go, here is a summary of the stories that made the headline. A boat accident in Democratic Republic of Congo has claimed 50 lives. We told you that the United States judge has found probable cause to hold Trump administration in contempt. The Trump administration has threatened Harvard with foreign student ban. We also told you that Hamas has accused Israel of weaponizing hunger. And finally, we told you that the International Monetary Fund, IMF, Economic Outlook has emphasized global implications of migration and refugee policies. Till same time tomorrow, to have a lovely evening, and thank you for listening.
Don't get it mixed up. You are listening to Today95.1 FM, your premium talk, news, and sports station in Port Harcourt. We are the voice of the people.
Red is passion. Pink is for unconditional love. Blue is for loyalty. While black is secretive and mysterious.
Baby,
let's talk about love, the passion, the bliss, the betrayal, and everything in between. On Lovey Dovey Mondays to Thursdays from 11 p.m. Beneath the Night Sky with D. Amaka Felix on Today 95.1 FM.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
BBC World Service, I'm Audrey Brown in London with Focus on Africa. As the war enters its third year and the Rapid Support Forces declare a parallel government, where to next for Sudan? Why is former President Joseph Kabila returning to the Democratic Republic of Congo after spending the last few years in South Africa?
He's taking the opportunity of this crisis to be critical of Tshisekedi and to challenge Tshisekedi's role as president at a time when obviously Tshisekedi is all very, very, very weak.
And why have ants been catching the eye of wildlife smugglers in Kenya?
From what I can gather is that some people believe you can get medicine out of them. Others are keeping them as pets. They're good to look at. They build colonies. Those are some of the same reasons that we see other trafficking happening.
That's all on the BBC Tonight in Focus. First, the news.
Hello, I'm Govinda Gill with the BBC News. President Trump has launched a scathing attack on the head of the US Central Bank, Jerome Powell, calling for what he described as his termination. On social media, Mr. Trump accused Mr. Powell of being too late and wrong on interest rate cuts. He said he should have lowered them, as the European Central Bank has done. The head of the ECB, Christine Lagarde, expressed her confidence in Mr. Powell.
I have a lot of respect for my esteemed colleague and friend, Jay Powell. We have a steady, solid relationship amongst central bankers. I think that that relationship is decisive in order to have a solid financial infrastructure on which to make sure that there is financial stability.
Medics in Sudan says the city of El Fasher has been transformed into a prison and place of mass killing after days of violence in the Darfur region. Our Africa regional editor Camilla Mills reports.
The Sudanese Doctors Network says there is no safe place for civilians and that homes, hospitals, mosques and schools have become targets for the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces. Medical groups and volunteers say more than 50 civilians have been killed in the most recent clashes between the Sudanese army and the RSF. El Fasher is the capital of North Darfur and has been under siege by the RSF for nearly a year. It's the army's last main stronghold in the area. The UN says it was the scene of more than 400 deaths at the weekend.
Volodymyr Zelensky has called on Ukraine's allies to put more pressure on Russia to end the war. He posted his message on social media just as the US Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, and envoy Steve Witkoff sat down in Paris for peace talks. Hugh Schofield reports from Paris.
Very little has been communicated about the agenda, but the Europeans will clearly be interested to hear in person the latest from Steve Witkoff, the man entrusted by President Trump to negotiate with Vladimir Putin. Earlier this week, Mr. Witkoff said that after his last talks with the Russian leader, he thought a deal on Ukraine might be emerging soon. The Europeans are certainly sceptical about that, but the British and French will want to convince the Americans that their plans to deploy a kind of reassurance force after an eventual ceasefire need to be part of the plan.
Russia's Supreme Court has suspended its ban on the Taliban, paving the way for the group's removal from its list of terrorist organisations. The move does not amount to formal recognition, but reflects deepening ties. Moscow is reportedly planning to use Afghanistan as a gas transit hub, and President Putin has called the Taliban allies in the fight against terrorism. The Kremlin also hosted several delegations from the group in the last few years. World news from the BBC. One of the most senior figures in the Russian army has been sentenced to 7 years in a penal colony after pleading guilty to charges of corruption. Vadim Shamarin was in charge of the army's Signal Corps when he embezzled nearly $500,000 by inflating contracts for communication equipment. Gaza's Hamas-run Civil Defense Agency says Israeli airstrikes across the territory have killed at least 37 people. Most were living in camps for displaced people. Israel says it's resumed its military offensive against Hamas a month ago to force the group into releasing the remaining hostages. The US and Somalia have carried out airstrikes on al-Shabaab militants in a battle for a strategic town north of the capital, Mogadishu. Somalia says 12 Islamist fighters were killed in Adan Yabal, including senior leaders. The group, which controls large parts of southern and central Somalia, has been fighting the government for nearly 20 years. The French President Emmanuel Macron says he will set up a commission to study the impact of the huge debt imposed on Haiti in exchange for independence 200 years ago. Mr. Macron said the panel of French and Haitian historians would make recommendations to help build a more peaceful future for Haiti. Warren Bull reports.
In 1804, a revolt by self-liberated slaves in the French colony of Saint-Domingue achieved independence. 2 decades later, on April the 17th, 1825, King Charles X said he would end the French economic and political isolation of the new state of Haiti in return for reparations. Haiti's leaders accepted, but the debt of 150 million gold francs, equivalent to about $20 billion now, left Haiti one of the poorest and most unstable countries in the Americas. 2 centuries on, the Commission will consider how to find a way out of that legacy of chaos.
BBC News.
Hello, I'm Audrey Brown, and today in Focus on Africa, as the war in Sudan continues almost unabated into a third year, we've been hearing from the people who are suffering during this conflict.
My name is Mahasin Abdullah. I have 7 children and I lost my husband during the war. Life has become extremely difficult. We don't even have flour to make porridge. We are so malnourished that we can barely walk.
Former Democratic Republic of Congo President Joseph Kabila says he wants to help stop the war there. Can he? Or does he have an ulterior motive?
He's been very vocal about saying that this is a Congolese problem that requires Congolese solutions. And so the fact that he's insisting on this Congolese role, again, I think is an indication that he's taking the opportunity of this crisis to be critical of Tshisekedi and to challenge Tshisekedi's role as president at a time when obviously Tshisekedi is all very, very weak.
And wildlife trafficking reaches a new low with ant smuggling in Kenya. It's Thursday, the 17th of April. First, we go to Sudan. The war in Sudan passed a grim milestone this week as the conflict entered its third year, with no apparent end in sight. A conference in London this week to try and discuss ways out of the conflict passed by, seemingly without raising a ripple. Thousands of people have been killed, and charities say 30 million people are in desperate need of basic provisions. 12 million others have been displaced. More than 3 million of them have had to leave the country altogether. BBC Arabic's Sudan Lifeline radio program heard from 2 women sheltering at camps for displaced people.
My name is Mahasin Abdullah. I have 7 children and I lost my husband during the war. Life has become extremely difficult. We have no food or supplies to prepare meals. We don't even have flour to make porridge. We are so malnourished that we can barely walk, and there are no job opportunities to help us survive.
My children have no food to eat. There's nowhere I can get it. They lack essential nutrients like juice and fruit, and I can't afford to buy anything. My children have become weak. My daughter fell ill twice, and I couldn't take her to the hospital because I had no money.
The war began in April 2023, after the leaders of the army and the Rapid Support Forces paramilitary group fell out over Sudan's political future. Now, the head of the RSF, Muhammad Hamdan Dagalo, also known as Hemeti, says his group is establishing what amounts to a new government to administer the areas under its control. The RSF and its allies announced their intentions in a charter signed in Kenya back in February. The Sudan Armed Forces, under the leadership of General Abdel Fattah Burhan, are the de facto government in Sudan, and they're not happy about this declaration. But what does it actually mean? Professor Sharath Srinivasan is from the University of Cambridge and an expert on Sudan. He's a scholar of contentious politics in Africa, and his work involves explaining failed peace interventions in civil wars.
So the RSF's strongholds are in Darfur, in the west of the country. In considerable parts of the Darfur region, the RSF is dominant and has, those areas under its control. It doesn't have full control of North Darfur, and in North Darfur, which is the site at the moment of some of the most extensive violence and some of the really alarming stories that are coming out around the humanitarian situation, the RSF has besieged the capital of North Darfur, El Fasher, and is trying to take El Fasher. It has recently taken control of Zamzam, internal displaced persons camp. The stories coming out of there are quite shocking, but it doesn't have full control of North Darfur. It also has control of areas in the sort of southern and southwestern parts of the country, so western Kordofan, and then through alliances that it has developed with other armed groups in the south of the country, in the Nuba Mountains and Blue Nile. The RSF itself doesn't have full control, but it is exerting significant control compared to the Sudan Armed Forces.
So territorially, who would you say has the upper hand right now in terms of space and size?
The Sudan Armed Forces has had the military upper hand for most of 2025 and late 2024. So it has retaken Khartoum and in particular the presidential palace. The RSF still has pockets of resistance around Greater Khartoum. So there's the three cities of Khartoum, and Omdurman in the northwest is an area where the RSF still has some pockets of presence. But the Sudan Armed Forces has managed to take Khartoum and also cleared the RSF out of some other key sites that it had taken control southeast of Khartoum, a very populous and more developed areas, Jazeera and Wad Medani. The RSF has been routed from those areas as well. So definitely the military upper hand has been with the Sudan Armed Forces, but not just the armed forces, but also its mobilization of the citizenry in anti-RSF counterattack that has taken place over the last so many months.
But the RSF has declared a parallel state. Does it have the logistical, practical, territorial means to do that, to actually say that it is a parallel government in areas that it controls?
Well, this is a real test of that claim. I mean, certainly this is a major turning point in the conflict. The RSF's control is now more over a swathe of the country in the west and to the south. The sort of de facto bifurcation of the country, the territorial division of the country is more stark in this recent period. So the question is, over that swathe of the country that the RSF has more dominant presence in, what does this parallel government really mean? It declared its intention to form this government a couple of months ago, so this has been quite some time in the making, and arguably it was aware that it was losing the military battle in the centre of the country and in the capital, Khartoum, and this is a decisive move in that regard. In my view, it's one attempt by the RSF to, in some senses, internationalize the conflict, to declare a parallel government and seek external legitimacy for the government that it claims over Sudan. So this is not about a parallel government just over the areas that it controls, but a claim to be the government of Sudan itself. The direction of travel here is unclear. Certainly, what it's not saying is that this is a breakaway state of Sudan. It is claiming to be the legitimate government of Sudan, beginning in areas under its control. The RSF is not suggesting that it is seeking to break away and divide the state. It's claiming to be more than that. Now, it may end up de facto only controlling parts of the state. Its claim to be the government of Sudan is bigger than that right now, and what it is really seeking to do is gain international legitimacy and credibility by being recognized as such. And that is important for the RSF politically, but it also means that it will have access to advanced weapons and resources that it may not have access to at the moment.
That's Professor Sharath Srinivasan from Cambridge University. From one contentious part of the continent to another. We are in the Democratic Republic of Congo now, where the former president Joseph Kabila says he wants to return to contribute to search for a solution, those are his words, written in a newspaper article in South Africa, where he'd been living for the past few years. Mr. Kabila followed his father, Laurent, as president after the first of the major wars afflicting the Congo at the turn of the century. The DRC is again in the throes of war, with pretty much the same actors in the arena. Rwanda, various rebel groups, at least one of them sponsored by Rwanda. Uganda, thousands of people have once again been raped, murdered and displaced, this time during an offensive by the M23 rebels backed by Rwandan forces. They now control huge swathes of territory in the mineral-rich east of the DRC. Mr. Kabila believes he has something to offer. His successor, President Felix Tshisekedi, begs to differ. In fact, Mr. Tshisekedi thinks he supports the rebels who've wrought the recent havoc in the east. I've been discussing the impact of Mr. Kabila's impending return to the Democratic Republic of Congo with the security analyst Stephanie Walter. We began with Mr. Kabila's track record as president, a role he held for nearly 20 years till he stepped down in 2019.
He was very popular in the early days. He was credited for ending the war, for getting Rwanda and Uganda out of the country, and he was really sort of the symbol of a new age. And so he was quite popular for the first few years. But already towards the end of his first mandate, he'd started making some changes to the way in which power was exerted in the DRC, changing the elections, 2 elections in the case of a non-majority to 1, and making it easier for himself to become president. So his second term was already quite overshadowed by what many thought was a lot of corruption, certainly in the mining sector, and also this desire to potentially stay on longer than his second mandate. So he became gradually more and more unpopular. And then as he did not leave office in 2006 and clung on till 2018, by the end, there were very large-scale popular protests for him to leave.
So he left with much less popular support than he got in on. Were all those hopes dashed, or did he actually do something where now people might just welcome him back?
I think it would be a very hard sell for a variety of reasons. The country was more stable when he left office than it is today, but that's not necessarily because of something that he did correctly. And then also the political agreement, because it wasn't an outcome of a democratic election, but the political agreement that followed the 2018 election, which brought Tshisekedi to power, was very much organized by Joseph Kabila. And we then saw after that election was that Tshisekedi took the presidency, but Kabila clung to a majority in parliament. And this was very much an organized outcome. It wasn't by any means the what came out of the urns. And so the fact that Tshisekedi is in power today is something that Joseph Kabila participated in very actively. So today he's very critical of Tshisekedi on a number of different levels.
And Tshisekedi is critical of him as well, and quite suspicious of his motives, actually, in coming back into the country.
Absolutely. And I think that, what Tshisekedi managed to do by about the second year in office was to destroy Kabila's majority. And so there's a lot of bitterness. I mean, Kabila lost most of his political power in 2020. His political party today is largely irrelevant. And so there's a tremendous amount of bitterness on both sides. And Kabila coming back today and being very critical of Tshisekedi at a moment where obviously the country's in great crisis and where there are a lot of voices that are critical of Tshisekedi's governance so far is really just, I think, in many ways opportunistic. I think we've all been wondering, is he going to come back from the east? Is he going to create an alliance with some of these Rwandan-backed rebel movements? And I think if he does do that, that's a terrible political gamble, because those movements are extremely unpopular with most Congolese who consider them to be Rwandan proxy movements.
Why did he go to South Africa, and what was he doing there?
He came to South Africa, he says, after he ran into a former South African president, Thabo Mbeki, at Sam Nuyoma's funeral in Namibia. And I think that, Mbeki and Kabila know each other very, very well, because Mbeki was very involved when he was South African president, both in the Sun City peace talks in 2002, and then in trying to sort of help along the transition period. And Mbeki played a very constructive and considerable role during that time. So the two presidents know each other well. I think that Kabila thought that he might be able to create an alliance with Mbeki that would be helpful to him, remembering that current President Ramaphosa had sent troops to the DRC to support Tshisekedi. So I think that Kabila was thinking that perhaps in talking to Mbeki, he would get support for his side, which we still don't know exactly what that is, but that it would be sort of an alliance against Tshisekedi.
And did that work out?
No, I mean, the reality is that today Mbeki doesn't have any formal role in government, and he doesn't have any formal role at all in the DRC peace process. So I think that Kabila may have overestimated what a friendship or an alliance with Mbeki would get him. You know, one of the interesting things about some of the public statements we've seen from Kabila, and you know, he is a man who is very reticent to speak in public, is that he's not at all been critical of the Rwandan role. So he's completely refrained from speaking about Rwandan backing for the M23, Rwandan backing for the Alliance Fleuve Congo, and I think that's very telling. So he's showing his cards in some ways by refraining from pointing the finger at Rwanda.
You've just said that he's been quite quiet and not usually very voluble about the conflict in the DRC or indeed anything. He did write an opinion piece in the Sunday Times in South Africa earlier this year saying that the DRC crisis needs more than a military solution. Has he volunteered any information about what he thinks that would be?
He's been very vocal about saying that this is a Congolese problem that requires Congolese solutions. And that, too, I think, is part of his reluctance to point the finger at Rwanda. I mean, obviously, there is an element of this that has to do with the different armed groups in the eastern DRC and how they've impacted instability there. There's no question that that has to be on the table at some point. But the acute crisis that we're currently in is regionally driven. It is very much driven by the fact that Rwanda is supporting a proxy movement. And so talking about the Congolese element isn't the only, and certainly not necessarily even the first thing that needs to happen. We need a ceasefire. We need some kind of ongoing talks between the M23 and Kinshasa and between Rwanda and Kigali, and those really have to be the first steps, I think. And so the fact that he's insisting on this Congolese role, again, I think is an indication that he's taking the opportunity of this crisis to be critical of Tshisekedi and to challenge Tshisekedi's role as president at a time when obviously Tshisekedi is already very, very weak.
That's the security analyst, Stephanie Walter. Now we're in Kenya, where 2 Belgian teenagers were charged with wildlife piracy, not for ivory or rhino horn, but for ants. Thousands of them. Kenyan authorities say they were arrested with over 5,000 ants neatly packed into more than 2,000 test tubes, each one padded with cotton wool to keep the insects alive for months on end. The teenagers told the court they were just collecting the ants for fun and didn't know that it was illegal. This is what one of them, David Lonoy, said in court.
We did not came here to break any laws. We are 18 years old, we are naive, and I just want to go home to start my life.
It just so happens that these were rare ants wanted for medicine in the Far East. In a separate case, a Kenyan and a Vietnamese man were charged in the same courtroom for trying to traffic 400 ants. Authorities say all 4 of these people were targeting global markets in Europe and Asia. The ants they were trafficking are the rare red harvester ant native to East Africa. The official name is Mesocephalot. The Kenyan Wildlife Service values these ants at around $7,700. And I'm asking myself, and I know you are too, how did we get here? Is nothing safe? Philip Marudi from the Africa Wildlife Foundation is our go-to person for answers. Are patterns of wildlife crime shifting?
One of the problems and why we are seeing new means of trafficking, like trafficking different species, different methods, is that the criminal wants to not be able to be caught. So but also, they are always looking for new things to smuggle in order to evade the focus. Law enforcers have been trained on to look for rhino horn, to look for elephant ivory, to look for, other emerging things like plants, like timber and other things. Nobody really is on the lookout for this, but also they may have found a new market.
Are we to learn from this that nothing is safe?
Well, as long as there is a demand, there will be poaching. There will be illegal collection. In this case, I am sure they know where to sell it, as we had in the news. And yes, nothing is really safe as long as you can create the demand. And sometimes there is no scientific evidence that this is medicine or it's as good as it's being marketed. But, we have seen with other products like rhino that the demand persists.
So what is driving the demand for these ants? Tell us a little bit about these ants and what they're being used for.
Well, from what I can gather is that some people believe you can get medicine out of them. Others are keeping them as pets. They're good to look at. They build colonies. Those are the same reasons, some of the same reasons that we see other trafficking happening. They're also expensive, so people are making money out of it.
Ants for pets. Now I've heard everything. How do the traffickers actually gain access to these ants and in such large quantities?
Like in other cases of trafficking, there is always a local. So they recruit local people. The locals manually harvest the ants. Even in the illegal trade of large mammals, we have seen locals being recruited to poach and are paid a minimum fee, a risk to their own life. They obtain the products and send them to a middleman who will then containerize this and send them abroad. And this seems to be the places to look for, to those nodes, like the containerization, the trafficking routes. And then you need to look at the chain of trafficking and see which actually would have the most impact.
So these ants, and I'm going to try the pronunciation of them, mesocephalotes or cephalotes species?
Yes.
Is that how you say it, mesocephalotes?
Yes, the giant African harvest ant.
Right. So are they precious or valuable in the habitat where they're being found? Do the local people who are harvesting and helping them to be trafficked in this way, do they also hold them in high value or what?
Most people would say they don't know or they think ants are not useful in their environment. But these are ecosystem engineers in a way. They clear the habitat, they cut the vegetation, they disperse the seeds. They are very important in keeping the soil healthy, aerating the soil. They build tunnels, they cause the habitat to be modified, and then that modified habitat is home for rodents and other smaller animals like reptiles and amphibians. They even ants can determine the kind of vegetation you have in a place. So they are very, very important.
And do people eat them as well? Because there are insects that communities eat. They might consider it a delicacy. Is that the case with this particular kind of ant as well?
Yes, in some areas they are eaten. So they are food for some people.
Okay, now for me, it sounds really weird that people are trafficking ants. Is it weird to you?
It is weird, but I'm not entirely surprised, as in cases of other trafficking, and especially with wildlife and with animals. It is really the perception, the esteem with which these products are and the animals are held in the various cultures, and we can't ignore that. For example, these ants are large; they have the robust mandibles, mouth parts. Their coloration are a showpiece for some ant keepers. The colonies themselves, the way they build the caste system, the food storage, the tunneling, people find those fascinating.
Why do people do that, do you think? Is it a kind of fetish?
First of all, let me say this. In Kenya, this is criminal. So there's a motivation here. You saw the amount quoted. That kind of money in Kenya, it's a lot of money. Was it $7,700 for the ants they had? So there's that motivation, which is monetary. People want to get money quickly. And there's a high risk if you are caught.
Are these smaller species like these ants, are they less protected under current wildlife laws than the bigger, the more charismatic species?
I would say yes. For example, in Kenya, under the Kenya Wildlife Conservation and Management Act of 2013, smaller species like ants are defined, yes, as wildlife broadly to include, indigenous animals, plants, microorganisms, and insects. So you could say the ants are protected by the Act. However, ants and small species are not listed in the appendices of the Act as endangered or needing special protection, nor are they included in international conventions such as CITES. So there is a loophole that criminals can exploit, and also the fact that the local people themselves are not seeing this as important. Yes, they are less protected, but they are protected generally under the Wildlife and Conservation Act, so they will be prosecuted under the Wildlife Act.
And that's Philip Murudi, Vice President for Conservation at the Africa Wildlife Foundation in Nairobi. Focus on Africa was pulled together by Tom Cavanaugh here in London and Blessing Adirogba in Lagos. Patricia Whitehorn was the senior journalist in charge, Francesca Dunn, the technical producer. Andre Lombard and Alice Mudengi are our editors. I'm Audrey Brown, and we'll talk again next time.
Talk
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
Turn the dial and turn up the thrill. We are not in the same league. We are rewriting the rules. Here on Today 95.1 FM.
We talk, you listen.
Breakfast at Tiffany's and bottles of bubbles. Girls with tattoos who like getting in trouble. Lashes and diamonds, ATM machines. Buy myself all of my favorite things. Been through some bad shit, I should be a savage. Who would've thought it turned me to a savage? Rather be tied up with calls and not strings. Write my own checks like I write what I sing. Yeah. Stop watching my neck. Put it in a bag, yeah. When you see the max, they stack up like my ass, yeah. Go from the south to the booth, make it all back in one loop. Give me the loot, never mind, I got the juice. Nothing but never we shoot. Look at my neck, look at my neck. Ain't got enough money to pay me respect. Ain't no budget when I'm on the set. If I like it, then that's what I get, yeah. I want it, I got it. 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 You like my hair, she thinks, just do it. I see it.
Turn my headphone down a little bit. Yeah. 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 How much money you got? 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 A lot. How much money you got? A lot. How many problems you got? A lot. How many people done doubted you? A lot. Left you out to rot? A lot. How many pray that you flop? A lot. How many lawyers you got? A lot. How many times you got shot? A lot. How many niggas you shot? A lot. How many times did you ride? A lot. How many niggas done died? A lot. How many times did you cheat? A lot. How many times did you lie? A lot. How many times did she leave? A lot. How many times did she cry? A lot. How many chances she done gave you? Around with these thoughts. Every day that I'm alive, I'ma ride with this stick. I'd rather be broke in jail than be dead and rich. Told my brothers take my breath if I turn to a snitch. But I'm 21 for L, ain't no way I'ma switch. Penitentiary chances just to make a couple bucks. My heart so cold I could put it in my cup. Game versus the world, me and my dog, it was us. Then you went and wrote a statement and that really me up. My brother lost his life and it turned me to a beast. My brother got life and it turned me to the streets. I've been through the storm and it turned me to a G. But the other side was sunny, I get paid to rap on beats. she done gave you. Around with these that like.
Yeah. I just came from the A. I drove back home. 6-hour drive, 6.5. Before I left, I stopped by and see my nigga 21 in the studio. He had 4 of his kids with him right in the studio. That's when I knew. Stand up nigga, I love seeing shit like that. Question. How many faking they streams? Getting they plays from machines. I can see behind the smoke and mirrors, niggas ain't really big as they seem. I never say anything. Everybody got their thing. Some niggas make millions, other niggas make memes. I'm on a money routine. I don't want smoke, I want cream. I don't want no more comparisons. This is a marathon, and I'm aware I've been playing a bet from a lack of promotions. I never was one for the bragging and boasting. I guess I was hoping the music would speak for itself, but the people want everything else. Okay, no problem, I show up on every one album. You know what the outcome will be. I'm betting 1,000. Just got to the point that these rappers don't even like rapping with me. My nigga 21 Savage just hit me and told me he sent me a spot on a new record he got. He called it a lie. I opened my book and I jot. Paper Takashi, they wanting a rap. I picture him inside a cell on a cot, reflecting on how he made it to the top, wondering if it was worth it or not. I pray for my kill cause they the shot. Just want you to know that you got it, my nigga. Though I never met you, I know that you special and that the Lord bless you. Don't doubt it, my nigga. Dennis Smith Jr. stay solid, my nigga. I'm on a tangent, not how I planned it. I had some fans that hopped in a band and shit when they thought that I wasn't gon' pan. Now I got a plan. They say the success is the greater revenge. Tell all your friends, call on a mission, submitting the spot is the greatest that did it before it all ends, nigga.
How much money you got? A lot. How many problems you got? A lot. How many people done doubted? A lot. Left you out to rot? A lot. How many pray that you flop? A lot. How many lawyers you got? A lot. How many times you got shot? A lot. How many niggas you shot? A lot. How many times did you ride? A lot. How many niggas done died? A lot. How many times did you cheat? A lot. How many times did you lie? A lot. How many times did she leave? A lot. How many times did she cry? A lot. How many chances she done gave you? Around with these that a lot.
Trying to do what's right, never told no lies, then you came around.
It's another beautiful Thursday. The weather is giving. So something came to my head right now. I was just going to say the weather is giving climb on top of somebody. But no, calm down, don't climb, but don't go and climb, and then you not come and say I'm the one that sent you. Don't try that. So I like a lot of things about you, beautiful people. I love that you do love it with me every other day. I love how amazing you guys are. I love that you call me. I love that you pay compliments. I mean, you are generous with compliments. I love that you text me. Those of you who don't call in or text it, I love that you listen, because you send me messages and you tell me you love this, and some of you bring your contributions after the show. No problem. No wahala, you can keep it coming, my darlings. How are you doing? I hope you had a good day. I hope the rain did not spoil it for you, Sha. So when it started raining this afternoon, where were you? I hope that you were somewhere sheltered. I hope you were sheltered from the rain. But if you were home and you put the rain to good use, and by good use I mean sleep, because that's the good use. So apart from the fact that when it rains, the crops, farmers smile, because okay, so rain is good for crops, so we can have food and all of that. For me, cold weather is good for sleeping. Just like sleep, like all the other things people are thinking. Now you sabi. Please, I don't do such, and I do not recommend such. Anything outside sleeping, I don't recommend. So any of that miscellaneous activities you do when it rains, you are the one that know what you are doing. But as long as it's raining and you're sleeping, you and I are definitely twinnies. We're besties because that's what we do when it rains. That's what we do with the rains. Okay, so just in case you used to climb somewhere when it rains, make sure you come down from there. Disembark from all of that. Disembark and be good children. Let's try being good children. You're welcome to tonight's episode of WWE. It is the final episode for the week. It's Music Munch Thursday. It is also Thrustful Thursday. Yeah, we're thrusting. Yeah. Well, no, I don't. The thrusting is not like. Well, I'm not gonna explain the kind of thrusting I mean, but it's a thrustful Thursday, my darling. So, whatever interpretation you want to give to it, no problem. Oh. I could just stay here, and I'm all up for it, whatever makes you happy. Because at the end of the day, I'm all in for your happiness, my darlings. So you know the drill. I ask a question, you call in, answer the question, and then you make a music request. You tell me what song you want me to play for you. You can either text in or call in, your choice, really. I'm all in for doing what would be good for you, whatever pleases you. I'm in for all of that and more, my darlings. So here we are. It's lovey-dovey season. Beautiful people, you are welcome to tonight's episode of Lovey-Dovey.
Tried to fight against it, shut out what all my friends said. Can't get you out of my head. I keep letting you in, though I know it's not a good thing. I got you under my skin. You're so alive, make me better and I don't know why. That's what I like about you. Yeah, that's what I like about you.
Tell me something, girl. Are you happy in this modern world? Or do you need more? Is there something else you're searching for? I'm falling. In all the good times I find myself longing for change, and in the bad times I fear myself.
Tell me something, boy. Aren't you tired trying to fill that void?
All right, beautiful people, we are here, my darlings. Are you ready for me? Are you ready for my question tonight? So it's simple, So I saw something somewhere where somebody asked, men, if they say, so if a woman wants you, right? If a woman wants you to, if she wants to have sex with you and you do not want to have sex with her, maybe at that time, maybe you're not in the mood. In fact, men, are you guys ever not in the mood? Are you ever not in the mood? Is it that anytime that they say come, oh, come, they just ring bell, goom, 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 boom, everywhere don't set. Oh, well, that's what I'm asking tonight. Not to sex, I'm asking. Consent is often used. It's often used when it comes to sex for women, right? Every time we talk about consent, it just feels like, oh, we're referring to women because it's the whole, oh, women are the ones who have to give consent. Women are either giving consent or withdrawing consent. It's either they are giving or they are saying no. It's either they're saying yes or they're saying no. So women are the ones who are always, associated with consent. Sex for women is always associated with consent because based on gatekeepers of sex level now, so they're the ones that will decide who they sleep with. Are you coming in? Are you going out? Or God, if I don't open my leg, you're not coming in. All of those things. So consent is usually associated with sex for women, but we hardly talk about consent when it comes to sex for men. Are there times when you don't want to have sex? Are there times when your partner, I'm not talking about, so apart from random women, apart from women you're not attracted to, apart from women, who seduce you, the women seduce you, and then you don't want to have sex with them, right? Let's say if it's a woman you like, a woman you actually like, maybe your wife or your girlfriend or one auntie that is entering your eye and you have refused to close that eye. Is there a time when you can say no, so she wants to have sex with you and then you don't want to have sex? Maybe because you're not in the mood or you're too tired. Are you guys ever too tired? I want honest answers, please. I want honest answers because it's believed that it is widely believed that men will hardly ever say no. Men hardly ever say no to sex at all. Like they're always ready to go. But it doesn't take anything. It doesn't take anything really for a man to to collect. So it doesn't take so much to get him to want to have sex, like where women want to. Some women do not even have to really seduce a man. It's just a little bit of swaying of hips here and there, and then he's all, or sometimes his lingerie. Some men wants just see ties. Everywhere does set, everywhere does stew. Especially if it's a woman who is, fine skin, she's cute, she's pretty skin, and maybe some men like fuller ties. So I don't know, depends on you really. So I'd love to know, have you ever said no to sex as a man, as a child of the world? Or as a child of God, have you ever said no to sex, beautiful people? So that's what I'm asking tonight. Call in and give me your answers, okay? So call in, answer the question, and then make your music request, okay? Tell me what song you'd like me to play for you tonight, and I'll get it done, okay? So my question for you, men, have you ever said no to sex? Have you ever said no to sex? Has there been a time when somebody wanted to have sex with you? You know that someone wants to sleep with you and you said no, because you don't want to do, or because maybe you had reasons for not wanting to have sex at that time. What was the reaction of the woman or the girl you said no to? What was her reaction? I would love to find that out. Okay, so after you said no to her, what did she do? Did she get angry and leave the room? Did she storm out of the room? Did she go, oh, you're rejecting me? I'm trying to be, you know how women can be, dramatic and all of that, and then somehow want to manipulate you into feeling bad that you reject. No matter how tired you are. Look, so some women will not even concentrate on the fact that you are tired, or sometimes they know that this is how you feel, but they would rather want to make you feel guilty for rejecting them because or on the premise of your tiredness, and then they want to make it look like it's a bad thing that you are tired, like you're not a human being who is supposed to get tired. So dearly beloved men, hit me up and tell me what it is for you. 0817 0000951, 0817 0000951, then there's 0810 9510951, 0810 9510951. So hit me up, tell me if you have ever said no to sex. Have you ever said no to sex? I want to know. And then if you did say no to sex, what was the reaction of the person you rejected? Oh yeah, phone lines are open. Let's go. Hello, good evening. Hello. Good evening, how are you? What's your name? Where are you calling from? Your name is? Jasper. Where are you calling from? You're welcome, Jasper. Have you ever said no to sex?
Yeah, of course, I've done that.
Who did you say no to? Your ex. Okay, you were dating her. So why did you say no?
I was actually tired. I came back from work.
Okay, so what was her reaction?
So bad, and that was because of the breakup.
You mean it? That's one time. Were you rejecting her severally, or it was just that one time?
Yes, that was the first time.
So she felt so bad. She got so angry that led to the breakup. For real?
Yes. Yeah.
So why did you try to make up after that time? Or you just to make she doesn't go?
I really tried calling her back, but she told that I wasn't able to speak what she said.
Oh wow. All right. What song would you like me to play for you?
I would say like they say that Good Luck by Faith.
Which one?
By Faith, related to my brother.
Phase. Phase, what song by Phase?
Letter to my brother.
Letter to my brother. Okay, Letter to my brother. Phase, as in Plantation Boys Phase, Abby?
Yes.
Alright, that's fine. Thank you. Okay, keep your calls coming in. You can also do messages. Send them to 0701 9339 962. 0701 9339 962. Okay, so text me. Have you ever said no to sex as a man? What was the reaction of the person you rejected? You said no to sex. You said no to somebody you didn't want to sleep with her. What did she do afterwards? I'd love to know. Hello, good evening. Oh, sorry, try calling again, okay? 0810 951 0951. Okay, keep it coming. Hello. Turn down the volume of your device. Okay. All right. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
You get my statement, call my name for this kind of matter.
Why are you not going to call your name?
I say, see, that's an hour.
Now what? As you know, agree.
Like over and wicked.
Okay, because you know, agree. Oh.
I said, it just open. I don't steal. Man, don't call my name. Oh. You have my number now. If you want, you can let me know.
I don't have your number, dear.
Oh, you can't see the number. Thank God, I'm safe. See, it's a problem. I said that day, he just said, you don't know what I feel. You don't know how I feel now. And you just turned me on. You just came in, and I was like, oh, this is the perfect time. I was just seeing your chest. I was just seeing everything. Nah, am I this girl? I just look. I said, baby.
wahala.
The point was giving me signal. This thing didn't last.
So
Because
why did you say no to her?
No, the point was I was just angry with her because I know any man when he said that mood no in the lie unless you know where. Now we always be in the mood. You don't want. Yes, I said after 5 minutes you don't bounce back. You don't want. So if it happen like that, problem there for the man. Any woman and any man will be close together for 1 month. You get waiting attract them. There is something that is very bringing them together. Oh, which can English with this? Oh, but it's fine. That thing that is bringing them together is fine. Now, when you reach to the other room and it not happen, something is wrong. I'm telling you the truth.
Hey, oh.
Yes, some people go meet doctor. Problem they come. Now, state of emergency. Now,
Okay, what song do you want me to play for you?
Just let me Head Brother by R. Kelly.
R. Kelly, what? Head what?
Head Brother.
Head Redder.
Head Brother. Somebody that braid your hair.
Oh, okay. Hair braider. Oh, hair braider.
Yeah,
okay. All right. All right, thank you.
Please, I will not the presenter tonight.
Amaka.
You come new for Today FM?
Absolutely not.
You have been there since when?
I've been doing this show for over 2 years.
And I don't know. You don't even call me.
I know vex. I don't know say you.
I love your program and I will keep on hooking up. Every day when.
Thank you. Monday to Thursdays from 11:15 p.m. my day here.
You don't get a problem. I'm going to stop on you. Talk on you. Pray that, I'll be waiting.
All right. Thank you. All right. So keep your calls coming in. Tell us. So your own too now. War. So he said it was a big fight that day now war. So tell me, it's like women do not take it lightly too when men rejects them. So when a man says no, like women don't like it. Hey, wahala. But women doesn't mean people can't handle rejection. You dish out rejection every other AK market deal. Hello, good evening.
Hi, Amaka. Good evening to you.
Good evening to you.
Yes, my name is Chris. I'm coming from Abuja.
You're welcome.
Yes, I just came back now. I didn't know what it was about. I don't know.
Okay, so I'm asking the question, do men ever say no to sex? Have you ever said no to sex? And if you ever said no to sex, if you've ever said no to sex, what was the reaction of the person you rejected?
You know, I never say, during my secondary school time, I reject a girl. I reject a girl.
So what did she do afterwards?
You know, one was from SS3, right? Yeah, so I started dating. I started talking to this girl, and right from just one, it seems like the girl interests me the whole year, almost 3 years or 4 years. I talked to this girl, starting giving me a finally. Yeah, I agree. So by the time we start the business, by the time we get to the room, I finally have a straight mark. I think I can't do.
So stretch mark is a turn off for you?
Yes. You threat me. I don't like that.
Where? What part of the body? In between the thighs, her waist, or shoulder, or breast?
Or waist, her waist.
Okay.
Oh my God. All over her waist. No, I can't do it.
So that's why. So what did she do afterwards? That's why you rejected her. What did she do afterwards?
She was so. Let me just say the gate was so. She was so. I don't know where we see that period was the way it was in that period. You can't even see me. You can't see me looking face to face. You can't see me face.
She was not. She was angry. Like she was not talking to you anymore.
Yeah, just to avoid the way you kind of see me, you just want to uncover her face. It doesn't mean you have to. I don't want to see me. I afraid to say it. I don't know.
All right, that's okay. What song do you want me to play for you?
Anyway, I just wanted to play me Power by Hold Me.
Take that again, please.
Power.
Power by who?
Hold Me. Hold Me.
Hold Me.
Yeah, Hold Me.
Hold Me. That's the name of the artist. Hold Me.
No, that is title. That is title. Then the name is Power.
You mean
I don't know.
you say Bow Wow? Is it Little Bow Wow?
Yeah, Little Power. Yeah, Little Power.
Okay. So Bow Wow, Hold Me.
Yeah, Hold Me.
All right, that's fine. Thank you. All right, people are carrying me to where I don't know this night too. Okay, well, keep your calls coming in. Tell me, do you ever say no to sex as a man? Have you ever said no to sex? If you have, Killer Ganga, why did you say no to sex? And then what was the reaction? What was the reaction of the person you said no to? The person you rejected? The person you said, no, look, I'm not having sex with you. What does she do afterwards? I would like to know. And then you go ahead and make a music request. Do you people ever say no to sex? Has there ever been a time in your life you said no, where you said no, that look, you're not doing this, you're not going to bam bam, you don't want to chill with the big boys, you know? So I was asking women, do you take kindly to rejection? As a woman, if you have ever been rejected, if you wanted to have sex with a man and you initiated, right? Maybe you tried seducing him and a guy said, look, no, you're not gonna walk, or I'm not trying to sleep with you. Have you made efforts like to sleep with a man, and then after all the things you did, this man insisted he's not sleeping with you? How did you feel? Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening to you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you.
Okay.
And you?
I'm good. Name and location.
Okay, my name is Peter Samuel Osu. I stay along Roma Logo here.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's my first time anyway.
Ooh, you are welcome, dear first time caller. So talk to me.
Okay, yes, indeed I have once in my life said no to one of my ex, and it wasn't easy. I know what I felt that night. It was a night, and it was also raining. Yeah, I felt tired. I never wanted to do anything. I just want to relax after the hectic day. But she said she was cold. She wanted me to cuddle her. I said I don't want to do anything. I am just tired. I want to rest. But you wouldn't believe that I became a punching bag. She was punching me, biting me, just to make sure that I succumb to her, needs. But you wouldn't believe I left the room for her. Even now that I am even married to I once, in fact, more than twice, I've said no to my partner. It was the same thing I faced. So for me, I've said no, not once, not twice, but 3 times to the woman, because for me, if not for the fact that one must have a recipient, must have children around you, I don't see anything too meaningful in that XCX. Yeah.
Okay.
That's for me.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Such an experience. All right. What song would you like me to play for you?
I would like to play P Square Olufemi.
All right. That's okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for calling.
You're welcome.
All right. So he says P Square Olufemi. Well, he had it rather bad. So much violence. So women, So people used to do violence when they say no to you. Now what? Hello. Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening to you. Name and location, please.
My name is Obiago. I'm coming
Obiago.
from, yes, I'm coming from Passport.
I like that name.
For me, I've said no just once.
Okay, just once.
So,
Why did you say no?
no, that day, we actually went out to for swimming. Yeah, in fact, it was even school, sir.
Okay.
We went to school
Mm.
to swimming. So, at the swimming pool, we are swimming with the girls. So, we usually go with each boy go with his girlfriend and the rest.
Mm.
So, at the pool, when we were swimming, the girl asked us if we should have sex. I told the girl no, that I'm not ready for that one, man.
Was she your girlfriend?
She was my girlfriend. No. Because she saw my friends doing what sort of what they are doing in the water.
Mm.
So
She got turned on.
she thought that,
Mm.
yes, she said, I said no, that I'm not ready for that one. This girl, that day, so she even left in the pool, said, went up there at the stood up, was watching at me. I was like, what happened? She refused to even talk to me throughout that day. Even to the following week, when she said that when she started talking to me, she also said that she had forgiven me. That's what she also said to me.
All right. What song would you like me to play for you?
Local today.
Okay,
One
mate.
love.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. That's okay. Lucky Dube, one love. All right. Oh, okay. It just choke. I said on a good day we are going to talk about this because it just feels like we always talk about women saying no to men and all that. Hello. Hi. Good evening, Chisom.
Hi, baby. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm fine. How was your day? I'm a job for TV.
Chisom, leave me a beg.
Then, you need someone to supply you something.
Oh, yeah. I beg, they go. I don't think you said no before to sex, have you?
No. I would have seen it, so that I can see.
So you actually haven't said no to sex before? You have never rejected any woman?
I haven't.
So anytime that a woman wants to have sex with you and she initiates it, you are free to satellite dish.
Yeah, I'm free at any time. Even if my penis refuses to stand, I manage to use it like that.
Even if your penis does not stand, you use it like that. Why?
I just not say.
So even when you are not ready, even when your penis is protesting, you must collect.
Yes, I must collect. It's just the missionary and all that stuff.
Okay. What song would you like me to play for you?
Sex is too sweet to reject.
Okay, it's too sweet to reject, eh?
Yeah.
Hey, yeah. Well done, no? What song would you like me to play for you?
Play me, my baby by Sky B.
Okay, Sky B, my baby. All right, that's fine. Thank you, Chisom.
Yeah.
All right. Hey. So I just feel like you people are wonderful. So Chisom says he has never rejected sex before. He has never said no to a woman. Hey. Okay, wahala. All right. If you're like Chisom, tell me, don't be shy. If you have never said no before, that you cannot relate, you can still call in and tell me why you have never said no. So is it that your penis is always ready? It's always active, 24/7. Active to collect. I thought that you people used to say no sometimes. Well, obviously, some people say no. Then it means that it just comes down to, it obviously comes down to, preference. And so apparently there are some people who can say no. And then there are others who have no intention of saying no. Why? Why? Anyway, keep your calls coming, beautiful people, and your messages as well. 0701-9339-962. Regular text messages, WhatsApp messages as well. I'm here for it all. 0817-0000-951. I understand that there's a little glitch with one of the lines, so sorry, no vex. So the network, so just try the one that's actually going through. I think that should be the one for 0817 0000 951. The other service provider, they say they say something they do them. Because I really don't understand what's going on in this country. We just have like a lot of issues going on. And these people keep adding wahala. Like, you know how a lot of things just be annoying you, and then in addition to all of the lots that you have to go through, you're looking at your phone and network is just frustrating. Kai. Anyway. They will get their reward pretty soon. But you, let me know if you have ever said no to sex before. Hello, good morning. What's your name? Where you calling from? Did you say Egondu? No, take that again, please.
Egondu.
The Ghana D.
Yes.
Wow. Where are you calling from? You're calling from? You're welcome. So have you ever said no to sex?
Yes.
You have?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, there is this question here. More especially, this topic is very educated. I know that most Nigerians, more especially men, we use this as a phone. But I've been listening to these programs, more especially at home. But this is my first time of contribution. Very educated. Whereas I do enjoy. I love it.
Thank you.
I have said it. I've said it for a reason. Not just because I deliberately don't want to. There was a time I have an issue with my ex. And my ex, her friend, has been trying to have a contact with me. You understand what I mean? She's trying to just want to enjoy the pleasure that I have with my ex. With my ex, if I say so. But at the time, I have a problem with my ex. So she now came in as if she wants to console me. And the person that she wants to take advantage. But I know what I've been passing through, the pains of having a problem with my ex. So at the time, I can't do it. She was pursued. She thought sort of, although her consoling me was very nice that very day, that I have a problem with my girlfriend. But I have to hold myself because I love my girlfriend very, very well. But I know that her reason that she wants to enjoy that pleasure. Not because she wants to be that she can stay with me as a girlfriend, or she wants to have time for me, or she can take care of me, or she can do what my girlfriend is doing to me. She will never. With my understanding. But she just wants to have that based on the opportunity that I have my kiosk with my girlfriend. That very night I denied her that opportunity.
Okay. All right.
That was my first day
of rejecting a woman.
Yes.
All right.
Rejecting
All
a
right.
woman.
That's okay. What song do you want me to play for you?
Currently I'm in
You are in what?
in a break. So I would like to say I would like to have a song, Please Forgive Me. But I never know who sang that song. Please forgive me. Don't know what to do.
Mm,
Can't imagine everything.
okay, I will try and look for it. I can't remember who sang it either, but I'll try and look for it.
But you know the song I'm talking about?
Yes, I do. But I just can't remember the artist, but I'll try.
All right.
All right, thank you. Okay, beautiful people, keep it coming. Have you ever said no to sex before? Have you ever told a woman, no, I know they do. No, I'm not in the mood. Have you ever said no to sex? Is it something that you do? Do you know how to reject a woman's advances? Hello, good morning.
Hello, I'm Mata of Osaka. Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Prince, calling you from Ozoba.
You're welcome, Prince. Talk to me. Have you ever said no to sex?
Yes, I have done that. Not once, not twice.
You are a serial rejecter. Okay. So what was the reaction of the person you rejected?
Honestly, the reaction was so bad. Even she did.
She doesn't talk to you anymore.
She doesn't talk to me anymore.
You deserve it.
So actually my neighbor, we were living in the same yard, and they were twins. So they were twin sisters. So I never knew that both of them were in love with me. Each time I come back from work, they will come to my house. We would do. So one day we were playing Ludo in the house now. So the younger one was like, she don't want to play again. So we all closed now. So after later, she now went and meet me in the house, in my room. And was like, she feel like having sex, she want me to have sex with her. I say no, that we are just neighbors, I cannot do that. We are living in the same yard. If you see what this girl did to me, she just banged my door and left the house. 3 days, she doesn't talk to me, even though she's meeting on the road, she will not talk to me. So one day now, in the evening, I came back from work. The elder sister was sitting down with me, her twin sister. She then went inside. The water they were using to wash their hand in the house, she poured the both of us. At my veranda there.
Such vindictiveness.
So that was my experience.
So much
Today,
anger.
even when I saw her on the road, I will greet her, but she will not respond. She won't talk to me. She won't greet.
Are they identical? Are they identical twins?
Yeah, they are.
So you can tell them apart?
Yeah,
you know who is who?
Even yes, I know who is who. Even the elder sister noticed it, and she was like, their elder sister, not the twin sister. Now noticed it, and she now called me that she saw what is happening. That even in the house, they are fighting because of me.
Now, wow.
But what she would advise me is that I should just treat them the same way as I'm taking any of them. As you know, me, I feel that we are living in the same yard. I cannot have sex with them. I can't do anything with them.
Yeah, those things complicate other things.
Yeah. So that was how it was when I now relocated, like, pack out from the yard, went to that place. So that was how I was saved from those two.
Wow.
But even the other sister still like me, like the other twin sister. If she saw me on the road, she would greet me, she would walk me, she would talk to me very well. But the other one, I deny her from. So she doesn't talk to me anymore.
You are a hot man, no? Now them they rush you. What song do you want me to play for you?
Yeah, you play, let me say, Celine Dion. Courage. I'll need courage.
All right, then. You were courageous indeed. All right, thank you. Okay, hey, wahala deal. So you have all these experiences, man, you are going through a lot, too. I didn't know you were going through a lot because we didn't think it was a thing where men actually rejected sex, you know. So I understand that. Okay, you can reject it. I think it's easier. I say that it's easier to reject sex from, women that you're not attracted to or women that you don't want to sleep with, maybe because you're not dating them or something. But some of you have even said you rejected sex from your partners, your girlfriends at one point, and the reaction was not funny at all. Though. Bele, my dears, let's see. Let me take one call and then I start playing the songs. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Calling from Port Harcourt. My name is Felix.
Your name is Felix?
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thank you. What is the...
Have you ever said no to sex before? Turn down the volume of your radio. I'm getting a reverberation here. All right. So, have you ever said no to sex before?
No.
You have never said no to sex. So every time
Yes.
a woman wanted to have sex with you, you open your leg and give her.
Anytime, anytime, any day. Maybe I see a fine woman, I do my best.
It doesn't even matter whether you like her or you don't like her, or whether she's your spec or she's not your spec.
No, what I mean is that if I don't like a woman, my body will not move me. But as far as I just like you, my body will pick up.
So even if you're not in the mood or you are tired, as long as it's a woman you like, you will respond to stimuli.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Wahala day. All right. What song do you want me to play for you?
No, play any song for your choice for me.
Wahala.
Any song that you like.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let's get started with the song. Let's begin with the very first on the list, Letter to My Brother by Faith. And the songs will come in no particular order, please. So just listen for yours.
Hey, you still be my brother, no matter the weather. You and I, we know say cocky no be leather. That one no mean say we no fit love each other. Stick together like bread and butter. Forget about the past, now the future really matter. Oh yes, my brother, no one else, no other. We tell you the truth, this is straight from the roots. Change your way, I know they beat you, my brother. And the wish make you prosper, live long like the Rasta, become a superstar. But yes, if you don't send me, people plenty will send me, I'm not alone, nothing's alone. My brother say, God is here with me, hey, Camilo, Kinimo, Shetio, down, and nothing wrong, I speak my mind. My brother, he no be crime to say what you want to say, and you can do what you want to do. All in heaven knows that I love you. My brother, you need to change your attitude. I you say you don't send me, but I send you. Heaven knows that I have nothing against you. But if not little bit change, make me this case on the past and throw the ass. So I did pray for you, brother, make you prosper too. Brother, make you wish me the same thing too. Brother, blessings for your brother, blessings for your sister, blessings for your family too. Brother, me and you, we know be potter. It go better, make me throw away the past inside water. Leave waka, if I pour you holy water, make you pour me holy water. If you don't send me, people plenty will send me, I'm not alone, nothing's alone. My brother say, God is here with me, hey, Camilo, Kinimo, Shetio, down, and nothing wrong, I just speak my mind. My brother, he no be crime to say what you want to say, and you can what you want to do. All in heaven knows that I love you, but my brother, you need to change your attitude. I say you don't send me, but I send you. Heaven knows that I have things against you, but it not leads to this change. Make me this straight on the past and gonna ask away for you, brother. Brother, make you wish me the same thing too, brother, sister. Me and you, we know, we go better, make me throw away the past inside water. Make you pour me holy water back. If you know, send me, oh. People plenty when send me, oh. I'm not alone, no, not with alone, oh. My brother say, dive in, say what you want to say, and together do what you want to do. All in heaven knows that I love you, but my brother, you need to change your attitude. I say you don't send me, but I say if you don't send me, I say you against you, not send me. A little bit I said, make we display from the past and throw the ash away. Say what you want to say, and you can do what you want. All in heaven knows I love you, but my brother, you need to change your attitude. Shake like jelly, zigzag wigs got 'em looking like spaghetti. She like me, she sexy, she pretty, and on top of that she smoke weed. Yeah, mama, she getting dollars, Cadillac Impala, she pop her collar. She says that the style that I want is gonna take her like all night. Well, that's cool with me, so let's get it. Cause when she's done, I'm gonna hit it like all night. And it ain't no other chick like mine. I'm doing mine. And she do my head so good that I gotta tip her. The way she strip for me, I gotta tip her. I can't wait to see her when it comes to the weekends. I'ma hit that when it comes to the weekend. Break my hair, creep with me on weekends. She can't take me on a weekday cause her man is tweaking. Now she got many styles, from the twist out to extensions. I got many styles when it comes to sex positions. And she's so cool with me, hang with the dudes with me, then take some shots with me. She keeps it real with me. Yeah, mama, she getting dollars, Cadillac Impala. She pop her collar. She says that the style that I want, I'm gonna take her like all night. Well, that's cool with me, so let's get it. How convenient, because when she's done, I'm gonna hit it like all night. And it ain't no other chick like that. I'm doing mine. And she do my head so good that I gotta tip her. The way she strip for me, I gotta tip her. She's so fly, ain't no other chick like mine. I'm doing mine. She do my head so good that I gotta tip her. The way she strip for me, I gotta tip her. I'm doing mine. She do my head.
Y'all know what this is. That's what you need to do, girl. So, yeah.
I've been watching you for a minute. Come through here, some sweets in it. Your life, girl, you need me in it. I'm determined to win it. I know what you need, I know what's wrong. I know how to make it tight. Everything will be alright if you head at, and I'ma show you how to get it. All you gotta do is be with it. And down like a real man supposed to. I never would've approached you if I ain't have intentions on doing good. See, dude, you with it so full to me, girl. You're so cool, and all I'm asking you to do is down like a best friend and two homies in a game. When you cry, I wanna feel your pain. No secrets, no games, all excitement, nothing plain. And keep you happy, that's my aim. And all you gotta do, girl, is in my arms, in my mind, all the time. I wanna keep you right on my side till I die. I'm gonna hold you down, make sure everything is right with you. You can never go wrong if you let me hold you down like a reference supposed to. I'm trying to show you the life of somebody like you should be living. Oh, baby, baby, you can never go wrong if you let me hold I'ma keep you up on what's poppin' and shaking fresh to death. When we hit the mall, we gon' ball till there's no more left. I know you ain't used to it, but you gon' get used to it, cause that's the only way I'ma do when you let me. All the homies think I'm trippin' cause I got you prepared, but see, they just mad cause they ain't get you, Scorpio. It's your sign, and girl, you're so fine, and I would do whatever in no time, no shine. It's what you coming with, but I'ma change all that, rearrange that, put you in the range all black, with the rims that match, phone attached, TVs in the back. How you gon' say no to that, huh? Niggas look at me like, man, here you go. Really bout to bust some dough. Ain't nobody there before, so why is you so gung-ho? Cause I believe this was meant to be. I just gotta work at it like a crack addict up in rehab. In my arms, in my mind, all the time. I wanna keep you right on my side till I die. I'm gonna hold you down, make sure everything is right with you. You can never go wrong if you let me hold you down like a reference supposed to. I'm trying to show you the life of somebody like you should be living. Oh, baby, baby, you can never go wrong if you let me hold you down, down, around Atlanta, Atlanta, profound. Everybody know now what I'm trying to do. I say down, down, around Atlanta, Atlanta, profound. I'm just trying to get you to let me hold you down, down, around Atlanta, Atlanta, profound. Everybody know now what I'm trying to do. I say down, down, around Atlanta, Atlanta, profound. I'm just trying to get you to let me hold you in my arms, in my mind, all the time. I wanna keep you right on my side till I die. I'm gonna hold you down, make sure everything is right with you. You can never go wrong if you let me hold you down like a reference supposed to. I'm trying to show you the life of somebody like you should be living. Oh, baby, baby, you can never go wrong if you let me hold you.
would be lying if I said I'm fine. I think of you at least 100 times. 'Cause in the echo of my voice I hear your words, just like you're there. I still come home from a long day. So much to talk about, so much to say. I love to think that we're still making plans, in conversations that'll never end. In conversations that'll never end. Courage, don't you dare fail me now. I need you to keep away the doubts. I'm staring in the face of something new. You're all I got to hold on to. So courage, don't you dare fail me now. No one to hide from the truth I know. Side of my hands, but I won't let you go. There's no replacing the way you touched me. I still feel the rush. Sometimes it drowns me till I can't breathe, thinking it's only in our memories. But then I talk to you like I did then, in conversations that will never end. Courage, don't you dare fail me now. I need you to keep away the doubts. I'm staring in the face of something new. You're all I got to hold on to. So courage, don't you dare fail me now. 'Cause it's not easy when you're not with me. This world of madness goes faster now, and it's a dreaming, but I won't crash it. Long as your echo never fades out. Courage, don't you dare fail me now. 'Cause it's not easy when you're not with me. This world of madness.
Okay, beautiful people. I'm delivering the dividends of democracy. Now my work be that. All right, so some of the songs I've let's see, I've sorted out. Now the person who requested for P Squares, I beg no vex. You wanted Olufumi, right? But Olufumi that I know is by Style Plus. Are you sure it's P Square? Because I've not seen any Olufumi by P Square. Maybe it's me that I know that I know a lot of what's it called now, P Square songs, but I think Olufumi is by Style Plus. Please call in again and let me know if that's the one you want, okay? Let me take some calls. Oh, I'm sorry, no vex. So try calling again, okay? So call in, tell me if that's the if it's the one by Style Plus. That's the one I know. Olufumi by Style Plus. Okay, so some other songs that I've sorted out. Now I'm going to start reading messages, okay? I'll do messages so that I can take your reactions from there. Okay, my darlings. Meanwhile, hello. Hi, good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good.
It's Moses on the line.
I know.
On a normal day, I wouldn't reject sex. But then,
I don't know why you're laughing. It's guilty conscience that is doing you.
I really want me to call you back. I wouldn't reject sex, but the thing is, growing up as a child, as a younger person, I was really, really damaged. And that's why one of the reasons why I talk about, scrutinizing this topic of, rape before you judge people. Yeah. Once, if the call drops, I will call you back. I've been trying. I've been a serial rejecter. I heard that, you did your topic. The pictures began flashing from the workplace, the home, and the rest of them. If you're my woman, if you're my wife, we must sign it. You must write it down. I don't know how to trust women, except you're the one that front and brings it up. Even the ones that brought it up, I rejected them. I think I showed it on the radio, some instance where somebody told me that I was God.
Okay, you did say you would call back. All right. I said I want to read messages, so let me quickly head to the messages arena and do one or two messages from there. It's a whole lot going on. Oh. This message here says, "Good evening, Sister Maka. The day I said no to sex to my wife, she almost tore me apart. I beg, play me Mr. Lover Lover by Duncan Mighty and Taylor Savage." No vex. Thank God say she no tear you apart.
Mr. Lover Lover, you know say I don't get wahala. Anyhow you like, I go do my dear, as long as it no cost a lava. Promise say you go treat me well, oh. Give me good love and no be kiss and tell, oh. No be say after that wine I'm well, oh. Make you no go leave your girl for inside well. Woyo, 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 woyo,
Okay, I'll be reading some messages alongside. This message here says, "Good evening, Today FM, and cool shout outs to you, Amaka. And how have you been lately?" Well, I'm good. I'm crushing on your voice here on the radio. Oh, thank you for crushing. Continue crushing. I've not genuinely rejected any sex request from a girl before, except some few times I was turned off by some personal preferences, and I pretended not to be interested at all. No felt or close reactions. Okay, no felt or close reactions because my style of saying no was all based on pretense and not the intentional no. My name is Woyi, listening from Airport Road, Port Harcourt. Please play Me With You by Chris Brown. Okay.
If I break your heart now, all is village. I study this love for Freedom College. You too sweet like a young porridge. Baby, when they might
my baby, Jeje. I love her, I love you, Jeje. See how I love it, no be 10-10. Cause when I did with you, my baby, no regret, yeah. Bring your body, put it all on me. Boy, it's all I wanna see. We don't need no referee, yo. All we need is privacy. I love her. You say I don't get wahala. Anyhow you like, I go do my dear. As long as it no cost my lava. Promise say you go treat me well, yo. Give me the love and no be kiss and tell. No be say after that wine I'm well, yo. Make you no go leave your girl for inside well. Woyo, 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 woyo.
Okay, so I'm going to continue with the calls and more messages. Trying to manage the time now. Okay, let's take this call. Hello.
Hello, it's Peter Samuel. Indeed, it was Omogeni I was trying to call.
Oh, okay. That's perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Omogemi. Because I kept on saying Omogemi. All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Okay, Omogemi will come up. All right, so let's see. There are messages here. I'm going to take these messages one after the other. So make sure to keep it coming. Let's see.
So many times I wonder why tears there from my eyes for so long. Me I don't know. See my girlfriend and my best friend, they play me and they no send. This not the thing where they make me feel so. I've been forgiven the other time she was begging to be mine. I told her not to cry, that everything would be alright. But now I wonder why it has to be this guy. This now my only best friend. If not you, tell me what do you could do your girlfriend? From what you think of Pharaoh. Tia me femo, tia me ferry, omogemi, antibody, what you shining go tia da, what you could do your best friend, it's not bad, already, no, I don't go fit take her anymore. Lie, she's supposed to be my wife to bring the light in our lives. To my personal person, I don't learn my lesson, and I just swear this no go happen again. No, this now my biggest mistake, yeah. And my friends no go see me again.
All right, more messages here, and then let's see. Maybe I should take one or two more calls before. Oh, sorry, no vex. Try calling again. Meanwhile, let me do this message. I'm going to take a call in between. It's a long one. It says, okay, this is from Sonny. It says, yes, Amaka, good evening. Okay, he sent this in this morning. So it's morning. Good morning to you too, Sonny. Yes, Amaka, men do really say no to sex, but could do so on reasonable grounds. And then he listed quite a few. Okay, I had turned down ladies based on the following conditions, irrespective of how they feel. Okay, now 5, you're right. I go read how they come. Hello. Okay. There's so much noise from your end. Maybe you want to call again. I don't know, but the noise choke. All right, hello.
Hello, Amaka. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, darling.
How are you?
As good as you.
Okay, that's good to know.
All right. Rejecting sex, if requested, I doubt I will.
So you have never rejected sex?
No.
Okay.
You know, this is something, it's like you give somebody cake that he wants to eat and they tell you, I don't want it.
So you feel people cannot reject cake?
Well, it depends. If you do not have the appetite for it, you reject it.
Okay.
But I doubt some of them will take it and keep it and eat it later. Except they have a phobia for cake.
Okay.
But, and secondly, even if you are in the habit of rejecting, if you are in a relationship like marriage, or naturally in a relationship, if you start rejecting, that is a recipe for your partner going out. Yes, because at the time you're rejecting, the person is in the mood, and when you don't give it to the person, definitely she'll find a way, either by helping herself, by herself or himself. You understand what I mean? Okay, we are in the way I can say it now, either by masturbating or using her hand on herself, and which is not good. So you need to consider the person, the next person when you're doing. When you start rejecting, that means you're kind of using it as a weapon against the person, which is not very right.
So you have never rejected sex. You as a person, it's not something you've done before.
I have never rejected.
Okay. All right.
I've never rejected.
That's fine. Well, what song would you like me to play for you?
Yeah, before I go there, my birthday is on the 20th. Happens to be on Easter Sunday.
Okay.
This song I'm going to request is specially for my crush.
Okay.
And it's two. I don't know the one you have. Lady by Kenny Rogers, maybe featuring Lionel Richie. If that one is not there, you play me Lionel Richie. You are the sun, you are the rain. I'm especially requesting this for my crush. Oh my God.
Okay.
I'm going out of my way to request it for Amaka, the sweetest girl on radio, with the sweetest chickle on earth. I love you.
I love you too. Thank you. All right. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, Amaka.
Good morning to you. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Calling from Chicago. My name is Obi.
You're welcome. Have you ever rejected sex?
Yeah, so many times. I think the caller that talked about the twins remind me of one too. So many times.
Okay, that's fine. So, what was the person's reaction?
Yeah, so crazy, anyway. So crazy. It was a hookup show, anyway.
Okay.
Show, one of the radio stations. So.
All right.
After conversation on phone, so we decided to see each other. I think the first meeting was in a public place, something like a beer parlor. So from there, so we decided to migrate to the house. Same day.
So what did you have in mind when you said come home? Did you have sex in mind?
No, because me, myself, the initial plan was just for us to see.
Okay.
So if we are good to go, probably some other day. But that's very first time. My intention was just for us to meet on a public place like that. So.
Okay. So who suggested going to your place after the drinks?
I think when I called her to come around, it was around in the afternoon. You understand? But she delayed the coming to that of 7, and she's coming from town.
So she couldn't go back.
Yeah, she couldn't go back. So when she arrived to my to where we were to meet, it was around 8. So after the discussion from the pastor, so it was about 10 thereabouts.
All right. We're running out of time. What song would you like me to play for you? What song would you like me to play for you? Oh, okay. I'm not getting a response from you. Maybe the network has done a lot. Before I finish the message I was reading, let me quickly read this one. It says, "Oh, Amaka Wan, your math. I have because I never knew it's returned to promotions and grades like in Nigeria political corridors. Whereas I have an AK-47 and Obunigwe in between my legs. CJ from Alu, play me MJ is the way you make me feel. Which one is Obunigwe again? Eh? Okay, I'm going to finish this other message here. It says, from Sonny here. When I was set for a first-time quickie on planned sex with a partner, immediately a call that will bring good money rang, and I had to go for the money. 2, as a payback when the lady used it as a weapon against me. 3, when I sensed I'm to be entrapped to a pregnancy that is not mine. I gave her 3 months sex suspension while cuddling, smashing, and kissing all through, unknown to her. 4, when the girl is so naive and fragile, agreeing her, not creating room for unwanted pregnancy. And 5, when the lady is unhygienically dirty down there, or is unwilling to improve upon her poor hygiene, even wanting to be given a head or have her plate washed. No. Okay, so you could have just said when the girl is dirty down there. All right, thank you, Sonny, for texting. All right, thank you for that message. Okay, those of you calling now, we don't have time again, oh guys. Oh, sorry. Hello. That noise is too much. All right, let's do this quickly. Hello.
Yeah, I called back.
Okay, so you were going to tell me the song you want me to play for you.
Okay, yeah, I called before. I was giving a story of mine before.
Yes.
But if you're talking about the song, play me Sexual Healing.
Okay, Marvin Gaye, right?
Yeah.
All right, that's fine. Thank you so much. We're out of time. Hello, good evening. Sorry, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Name my location, please. Oh, sorry about that one. All right, this message here says, greetings, Amaka, talking about whether or not I've declined sex advanced by a woman. The answer is, of course, yes. It's happened a few times at work. Quite crazy. Please play me Can't Help Falling in Love by Elvis Presley. Until next week, do have a lovely weekend. I'm Michael from Iwafe. Thank you for texting, Michael. All right, hello. Last call for the night. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Name and location, please. Oh, your line is really bad. I can't hear you. I'm struggling to hear you. I'm so sorry. Your line is bad. Okay, last message. Good morning, Amaka. I'm Favor from Ozoba. I've rejected sex once from a very close friend of mine. She wanted sex because her boyfriend traveled out of the state and she was very horny at that period. And I could see it in her eyes. I rejected her plea because probably the environment wasn't conducive enough and I was also being faithful to my ex. She felt bad, but our relationship grew stronger before she went for her service. But I only see and touch those places. I come in peace and I rest my case favorably. Please play me Speechless by Michael Jackson. Thank you. Okay, beautiful people. So there goes our show. Our time is fast spent. I'm sorry I can't take any more calls and I can't do any more messages. This is where we're going to end tonight's conversation. It's been beautiful doing this with you. Thank you so much for this episode of Lovey Dovey. Lovey Dovey continues next week Monday. Okay, next week Monday, 11:15 p.m. If everything goes according to plan, I go day here with you. Lovey Dovey happens from Mondays to Thursdays on Today95.1 FM between the hours of 11:15 and 1 a.m. Now, for this particular show tonight, I'll have to exceed 1 a.m. because I have to come through with the songs you guys have requested for. So just sit pretty and enjoy the songs I'm going to be sending your way. Till I come your way again, my darlings, which is next week Monday, please enjoy the rest of your weekend. It's Friday, so make sure to have fun, my darlings. Go outside. Make sure you go outside. The love of your life is outside. Okay, my loves? Yeah, your songs will come. Just sit pretty and enjoy all of that. From me to you, remember to follow me on everything social media. On Facebook, Amaka Felix. On Instagram, the Amaka Felix. On X, Amaka of Port Harcourt. I love you. Make sure to enjoy your weekend.
Come feel me. Walk down in the city with my General 6. Walk down in the streets with my almost 6. So I play low with my chicks, but I got no dicks. Now city game we play so low. I don't play so much that since I know fit go. Now it's time for me to walk and roll. One go, let me teach you how to flow. This is smoke, you can just add it all. I'm the SKYB, Sky B, BMC, BOC, CMC. That's how we do. Sky B with SB.
I'll still take you if you want to take me. It's not the way where you love it. Baby girl, still we can make it through. If you know my way, I go know your way. You carry me, I go carry you. It's not the way where you love it. Baby girl, still we can make it through. My baby, 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 girl, my baby, my baby, my baby.
Girl, I love ya. Run with the policy, and I love ya. Oh my Lord, went to the school. Hold me right, but just when I went to the beat.
Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love.
Lady, I'm your knight in shining armor, and I love you. You have made me what I am, and I am yours. My love, there's so many ways I want to say I love you. Let me hold you in my arms forevermore. You have gone and made me such a fool, and I'm so lost in your love. And oh, we belong together. Won't you believe in my song? Lady, for so many years I thought I'd never find you. You have come into my life and made me whole. Forever, let me wait to see you each and every morning. Let me hear you whisper softly in my ear.